Guys, welcome back to another live stream video. We're going to continue our project with Unreal Engine 4 and the gameplay ability system. So, what I want to try to achieve here today is create some console commands for more debugging purposes. Specifically, I want to be able to set player attributes through the console command, just for debugging if I need to test anything, stuff like that. So we have the project up and running here. If you haven't been watching, the last things we did was setting up the debugger. There's still some things we want to do here, like automatically telling the system to just look at our player, because here it's showing us our attributes, our player movement speed, and our multiplier, and things like that. But now I want to set up a debug. And I'm hoping I can use my hero debug module, because all these console command stuff have to exist in the game mode, I think. So what I'd like to try to do is, make all my debugs in the hero debug module, and then in the game mode, just like potentially include the header file and everything. But I doubt that's how I'm gonna have to do it. So we'll have to see. So let's first try doing it through the debug. So we could do a new C++ class. I'm assuming I have to make it a blank class. Hero debug module. And then we'll call it hero console commands. I guess it's simple enough. So we're gonna go ahead and create that, compile it, and it should open up in Visual Studio for us. So what we're going to do just a simple console command right now that's just going to print something to the screen. And then if it does work, then we'll kind of move forward with actually having the console command do something besides print. And again, it's going to be something like, okay, specify the name of the attribute and then the value you want to set it as, So we're going to try to do that. And then we'll kind of just go from there. Sorry, got sidetracked. Okay, so we got our console commands, the .h and .cpp. Let's close out of the editor just so it stops running. Okay. So obviously all we're going to do is create a function. So it'll be under a new. We'll just do a new public header just to have something there. And with these with console commands, we do need to have a specific what's the word? Not modifiers. Basically, we gotta call it a function, and we gotta call it exec. And I guess we can give it a category equals hero debug commands or something like that. Let me just clean this up for a second. Yeah. And then we'll call it, we'll do a void right now. Void set player attribute. Yeah, that's all it's gonna do. So I'm kind of curious what's wrong here. Function. We'll just try to deal with those issues when we get to it, when we try to compile. I'm kind of curious if it's a problem because we're not including a specific header or something like that, but whatever. So UE log log temp, just do warning text set player attribute. So that should be enough. So there's a lot wrong. Why? Let's try to compile. Okay, so it compiles fine. I don't know why it's being a baby. Visual Studio, thank you. But honestly, I don't think this is gonna do anything, because I believe it has to go through the game mode. I don't know why. That's the confusing thing for me. Don't need this. So let's see. Bum, bum, bum. However, there is a catch. Currently, only okay, so maybe we have to do it through the cheat manager. So that might be what we need to do. But let's just see what happens. So obviously it compiles, we're okay, but honestly I don't think it's going to do anything. So what is it? Set player attribute. Set player attribute. Yeah, it's not recognized. This is a hero debug module. Dot set player attribute. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Okay, so how does the cheat manager work? That's a question here. UE4 cheat manager. So there is a video about it, but let's just look at the documentation for right now. Okay, that's nothing. So, blah, blah. Okay, so the Cheat Manager in Unreal Engine 4 is a class that handles commands useful for making testing much easier. In fact, it's a container for most of the exec functions. Okay, those functions can be implemented in many places. Okay. Okay. So I think we probably will want to have it through the Cheat Manager. Okay. Console commands. The example above gets a pointer to the current world. Okay, let's try to do it with the Cheat Manager. So there's not much for it. Let's go ahead and get rid of the hero console commands real quick. So hero dev. hero, source, hero debug module, hero console commands, don't need that. Private hero console commands, don't need that. Now we don't need binaries and intermediate. And then we can just generate Visual Studio project files again. Okay. Reload. Now we should have this gone. If it doesn't break. Let me bring back that documentation. UE4 cheat manager. If you want to extend the cheat manager in your game, there are a few steps that must be followed. To start, implement, create a class that inherits from the base one. Okay. Okay, so we gotta use. Okay, so first we got to compile it. So we gotta make a cheat manager, and part of that is the player controller. So we have to tell our player controller that we need to use this cheat manager. And then we can go from there, it seems. So sometimes I wonder why this computer doesn't do things faster. Hurts my feelings. But we'll see. So I'm curious though. Maybe I can put this cheat manager in my hero debug module and in the player controller do it from there. We'll try that and then we'll go from there. Is it compiling the entire frickin' thing? If anyone knows if I'm doing anything stupid when I try to compile, let me know. Bum bum bum. Ugh. Hurry, please. Also, when I make this a YouTube video, when I upload it, I'll link to some of the documentation that I'm using, just so you guys have access to that as well. Come on. Well, at least the reflection code was generated. I don't know what that means, but okay. God, I hate this computer. I don't even know it's my computer or not, but I just don't like how long this takes to generate things. I would like it to be faster. So it's building 27 actions with 48 processes. Why? May I ask? Hmm. I would also like to get up and walk away while it does it, but no, I'm live streaming. I can't. That's showbiz. So basically, all you guys are watching me do right now is sit around and waiting for this to compile because I was stupid and I don't know, made the wrong kind of class. Why is this taking so long? Please hurry up. Thank you. I guess if I say please, it does something. Pretty please, hurry. Let's open up Perforce while we wait, I suppose. Hey, it's almost done. Great. Thank you. I would have been very upset if there was a compile error. Alright, what do we have here? So these we don't need. Just so we don't confuse ourselves later. I also gotta figure out why this VR crap is coming up. Because I did get a VR headset. I got a Oculus. But I'm not gonna use this for game development. Maybe later. Definitely not for this project. At least not right now. Like, adding VR to it is not something I want to do right now. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay, let's try this again. New C++, show all, and then cheat manager. Let's put this in hero debug monitor module. Hero debug cheat manager. And then we'll put it in a folder for cheat manager. And we'll compile code again. And then we'll... Okay, successfully added hero debug cheat manager. However, you must recompile the hero debug before it will appear in the content browser. Okay, I don't think that's a big deal. In all honesty. So let's go to our Solution Explorer. Okay, so it's not showing there. Does it have it created in the actual thing here? Let's see. Yeah, okay, we have it here. Is there like a... Let's close out of that. And then open Visual Studio again. Let's see. No. said I had to recompile the debug module. Generate project files. Let's do that. And then we'll do a rebuild, I guess. And we'll sit here again for a lot of time. Let's see. Ow. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Good. Rebuild. I hope this is okay. What I'm doing here. It's gotta do 30 actions now. Okay. Whatever compilation happens, it seems like it happens quicker when I do it through Unreal Game Sync. I don't know why, but it's doing okay. Okay, so compiled. So let's open up Visual Studio again and just see if it's there. Because if it's not, I'm not too sure why it isn't. Okay. So we got it now, so that's good. So let's see if we can tell our player controller about it. Let's see. Player controller. Probably our .cpp, right? Okay. Well, we first need to make. We gotta make a constructor, I think. So public. A hero player controller. I think it has to do something like this, like const f object initializer. Object initializer. That should be enough. And then we just gotta add this constructor. A hero player controller, blah blah blah. A hero player controller, blah blah blah. Const f object initializer, object initializer. Then the guy does a super and passes in the object initializer. And then there is something called, why is this wrong? Player controller. It's right there. Alright, I'm not gonna complain. So cheat class we gotta do equals we gotta also include our cheat here. So hero debug module, cheat manager, hero debug cheat manager. equals, okay, let's see, what is this class called? Static class. Is that okay? Yeah. No instance of overloaded from. Okay, we'll deal with the super in a minute. So let's create, again, a cheat. A simple print will probably be enough. So u function exec. Let's just do that for right now. Void set player attribute. Right, and that should be enough. That should be kosher. And then it should ask me to make a function from it, but it's not going to. What kind is this? Okay. U hero debug manager set player attribute. And then UE log log temp warning, and then we'll just do a text again and saying set player attribute, and that's it. And again, it's complaining explicit type is missing. I don't know why. It's void. So oh yeah, I gotta type it in here. Ugh, I'm stupid. Okay, so now this should be okay. Let's just try to compile. Just knowing me, it's probably not right, and that's why it's red. But still, we'll try. Yeah, it's not okay. Why? Cannot open file. Don't know. That's just weird that that's failing. Expected a. What? Why? Alright, let's just see if it's this initializer. Okay, let's just see what happens now. It's probably going to still give us a problem. Yeah. Is it because? Why? Let's try to compare with hero. So const. Maybe it's because this. Maybe I do it like that. And hero CPP is doing that. Const class. And then super. Like that? Probably not. Yeah, no. Why is it expecting anything there? Okay, let's not have anything in there. So that's okay. Knowing me, it's still probably gonna fail for some reason. Yeah, still no. Do I need to include the sheet manager in like this? Because it's public include paths. How does this work? Hero build. Maybe I could just do something like hero debug module slash cheat manager. Let's just see if that makes a difference. No. Okay, let's try in here. Probably still gonna be a problem. Did that actually work? No. Can I open this file? Okay. Maybe I just need to put it into the public and private folders. Devin, you suck. Okay, so we gotta delete again. So where's your debug module? We'll just delete that. Okay. And then binaries, intermediate. Okay. Generate project files again. Already been working a half an hour and I've got 0 done. Awesome. Okay. Let's open up Visual Studio again. Gotta fix our build.cs file. Okay, and remove this, move that, and our hero.build, that's fine. So we're good there. We don't need our character open. Our player controller, we can't use that. We'll leave the rest of that okay. That's no longer a thing. No, that's fine. Okay. Now we should be able to compile this. Let's hope. And again, it's probably going to take like 2 minutes. Okay. that actually compiled pretty quickly, so that's nice. Okay. Okay, I don't care about that. Okay, third time's the charm. Am I right? Let's try this. So new C++ class, cheat manager, hero debug module. I think that's fine. Hero debug module cheat manager. We don't need the word module. Okay, let's try that. Let's see if it gives us that same kind of problem it gave us earlier when we tried doing this. It gave us like a warning that we needed to regenerate. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Changes to generated code are not allowed. Okay. Let's see if it gives us another problem. Let's do a rebuild. Not too sure why that error comes up. And then again, I don't know a lot of things. Okay. Visual Studio. Okay. So it doesn't exist there. Fuck. God damn it. Okay. Let's do this all again. Here on binaries, intermediate. Okay. Generate project files. Excuse me. Okay. Thank you. Now let's do one more rebuild. Okay. Okay. One more time. Let's see if it exists. If it doesn't, I don't know why. Ah, these headphones are killing me. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. We got the cheat manager. Let's just see. Can we compile with what we have right now? Because I know it was complaining about the Hero Debug Manager not being a thing. So we'll try it again. Okay. So it can, at least can compile. So that's a big yay. Yeah, no, thanks VR. Okay. Ah. Okay, again, VR, go away. I gotta figure out why that keeps popping up. I don't want it to pop up. Okay, so we know we can compile, so that's good. Let's go back into Visual Studio again. Let's create our function again in the cheap manager. View function, exec, void, set player attribute. It's not gonna do anything, so that should be all kosher. Now give me the squigglies, please. No. Okay. Void. It's probably gonna be you. Okay. You hero. Debug. Cheat manager. Set player attribute. Blah blah. UI log. Log temp. Warning. Text. Set player attribute. Oops, that's how I spell that. Okay. Are we good? Everybody happy? Now in the player controller, cheat class, we have to include this module, hash include hero debug module, public, that. Cheat class equals, u hero debug cheat manager, static class. So that should be it. We should be okay. This should work. But let's see. No. Why? Cannot open up why? Like, why is this so difficult? That's so confusing. Am I just not allowed to do it this way? Like, it's in my private public folder directory, and that's fine. That's here. These are just weird warnings, whatever. How does this look for, like, categories? Is it because we... Okay, so these other ones don't really have a generated. So maybe we don't need it? Like, for example, like, yeah. Maybe we don't need it? And then we probably don't need a generated body, right? Whoops. Ah. Okay, so we did it wrong again. I want it to be in the hero debug module. I don't want it to be in hero. I'm so pissed. Let me do again. Ah. Hero. Source, hero debug module, private, cheat manager, public, cheat manager. Binaries, intermediate, fine. Generate project files. Maybe I can just make him directly in Visual Studio and that won't be a problem. We can try that. Okay. Open Visual Studio. So we'll try it this way. If this still doesn't work, I guess we're going to have to put it in the hero project, which I guess fine. Okay, this is nothing. Okay, so this is wrong. So take that out. Take this out. Okay, controllers, okay. So let's use attributes as a reference. So, private, no, get out of here, stop. Add, we'll add a new class, add, new item. So we'll do a .h, and we'll call this hero debug cheat manager. We'll put this in the right directory. It's public, right? Add. Okay. Then we'll do another one for the CPP. Call it hero debug cheat manager. We just got to put this in the private folder. Add. Okay. So let's not worry about the player controller right now. So attributes. Let's split this vertically. So in the .h, pragma once, yes. We want H core minimal. We also want to include, I think it was under game framework cheat manager. Yeah. Then we'll call this class hero debug module. That has to be a whole thing. Hero debug module API. U hero debug cheat manager. Public U cheat manager. Is that fine? Okay. Let's see. Sorry about that. Now, what? Generated body? This doesn't really have a generated body. Maybe I don't need it. So make sure I spell cheat manager right. And then we'll do, again, the public. And then we'll call it U function. Exec. Void set player attribute. And then let's get our .cpp for our attributes. So hash include hero. What we got? Hero debug cheatmanager.h. Then we can do void view hero debug manager set player attribute, then a UE log temp, warning, text, set player attribute. So what's wrong here? So view hero, that's right. Okay. Does this compile? Okay, so that compiles. So that's good, I guess. Okay, VR, I know, go away. So we'll let this open, and then we'll go back into the player controller, and we'll set the cheat class. And then we'll see from there if our actual function works. So here we go. I can still play, right? Great. Exit out. We don't need these open right now. Get our player controller again. Let's try to include hero, debug module, public, cheat manager, cheat class, or is it cheat manager? Cheat manager? You, hero, debug, cheat manager. Whoops. Equals static class. So what does this say? Okay. So it is cheat class. Right? Yeah. Is that okay? Let's see if this does anything. That breaks. Why? Um, a lot of problems. Do I need a generated body? Maybe. I doubt it. Generated body. That doesn't make a difference, right? No. Hero debug module API. That's spelled the same, right? So gameplay debugger, everything there is okay. am I missing? So UI hero DOG manager uses undefined class. Okay, let's try to debug this here. Uses undefined class. Well, you are missing after your class. Okay. No, that's right. Uh, do I have to do if gameplay debugger? How does this look? Hash and if. That doesn't make a difference, right? No. View hero debug manager uses undefined class. How is this an undefined class? Like it works here. Like what is the difference? Let's get rid of that. Oops. I want to just get rid of this part. So let's not worry about controller right now. Let's separate the hero attributes. So the .h class hero debug module API. That's fine. So it doesn't have a generated body. Whoops. So it's a public thing. Am I doing anything in the module? So, I probably has to do something like this. Let's see, UE4 create custom cheat manager. I feel like it's somewhere here. So that's not doing anything. So undefined class. Why is this undefined? That's wrong. So missing function header, that's fine, I think. That seems right. Syntax error. Where is this error? Missing before what? That all seems right. What does my player controller look like? .h. So hero API. So like this should be real. Like what's wrong? That's still fine. Hero debug module. Did I take this out? Do I need to include it here? Hero debug module? Let's just see. I doubt it. I doubt that's the problem. Do I need to make it a U class? Is that the problem? Let's just let this fail again, and then we'll kind of go from there. Did that actually work? How did that work? Okay. I'm confused, but okay. So let's see if this even works. It at least compiled. So these are definitely not a thing anymore. So that. What else do I need to add? Let's just check out. So in theory, if I type in set player attribute, it should print something to our log. So let's get our output log. a little bigger. So set player attribute. Command not recognized. Great. Okay. Still nothing. Okay. Let's look at our player controller. Okay. So cheat class is using that. Okay, that's probably why. So we did it wrong. I guess it has to be classified. The cheat mode is not created in shipping builds. Great. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's create it in our project. New C++ class, cheat manager, and then hero cheat manager, and we'll call it cheat manager. Let's just do that. Let's see if we get that same compiling problem. Okay. Once this compiles, we're going to have to do a couple different things to clean up everything we did. Compiling is fun. Hurry, please. I wish I knew why I can't use cheat manager in that way. That's very upsetting. I wish I had something fun to do while compilation happens, but I'm not that fun of a person. Sorry, not sorry. Already been doing this like an hour. I still didn't even make the cheat manager class correctly. Ah. Compile, please. You can see how easily I get frustrated. Thank you. Okay, so let's get out of Unreal. Okay, so first things first, here's our new cheat manager, so we're going to leave that alone. This is the one we don't want anymore. So let's just copy some of the logic. Do that. So there's that, and we can literally just copy that. That's all we need. Can you give me the squigglies, please? Come on. Oh my god. Okay. Void, you hero cheat manager. Set player attribute. Boom. So our cheat manager is done. Now in our controller, hash include hero debug cheat manager. And then we just gotta do u hero cheat manager. Whoops. That's not what it's called. Hero. Okay. Let's find out. Cheat manager. Okay. Visual Studio, you're killing me. So cheat manager. No? Okay. Hero cheat manager. Okay. It's just not having it, huh? Okay. It's just straight up not having a good time. Let us just... Oh my god. Comment that out. Get that done. Go into our directory. You gotta delete those files again. So source, hero debug module private. Here's our cheat manager. Cheat manager. Binaries, intermediate, goodbye. Don't need that anymore. Now we can, I think we can also, well, we'll do that when we get into Visual Studio. Let's generate project files again. Let's see if this is okay. Ow. Okay. Let's try a rebuild. I don't know if it's going to compile correctly just because of what we just did, but we'll see. Because I know we made a change in the hero build.cs, and I'd like to undo that change. I don't think we need it anymore just because of what we're doing, but you know. we'll find out the hard way, won't we? Okay, so that compiled. Huzzah! Okay, now let's open Visual Studio again, and let's just see if we can actually get our directory to show up when we try to conclude it, and then we should be in business. In theory. But then again, who knows? Okay. So hero build.cs. We shouldn't need this. Okay. And now in our hero player controller, we should be able to find our class. Okay. Hero cheat manager. Should be okay. And then that should be okay. Let's try to compile. Ow. Okay, so it compiles, so that's good. Okay, so now in theory, when we open up the project, our player controller should have the class assigned automatically. So we'll have to kind of see from there. Now I know I'm not gonna, I can't bother using that hero debug module for anything outside of just the actual debugger. But that's fine. Okay, so we opened it. Let's go into our player controller. So BP hero player controller. So hero cheat manager. So we are good. It's there, it exists. Now, set player attribute. And we get the we get the function call. So we know that's working. I would like to know if I can like have it have the console command. Wait, let me see. UE4 specialized console command names. I don't know. It's UDK. UE4 exec functions. That's still UDK. Because I'd like to have it be like, hero dot set player, that kind of structure. So maybe I'll have to look more into it. But at least we know it's working. So I guess we can go back in code. We can exit out of that. We don't need any of this. Let's look at our function. Okay, we don't need the log anymore. We want to update the definition here. We want to take in an f name, I believe, attribute, and then we want to take a float, new value. Now let's just copy that. Now we want to include, I believe, the abilities, and then ability system, or is it just literally like ability system? Let me look at the player character, maybe. Yeah, hero ability system component, I think. And maybe also the attributes. Maybe. So what options do I have here? Get player controller? No. Get character? No. Get controller? Whoops. Okay, I don't have many options. Let me look at the parent class. What do we have? So debug, 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 debug. So a lot of that. There's a lot of stuff in here. So there's a bucket go. That's pretty interesting. Okay. Flush. Okay. I guess the only thing I have is get world. So get world. What's the difference between get world and get world checked? Okay, get world. Get controller, no, get character. What do I have here? What can I do from get world? So get class, get current level, get all this stuff. What's get pawn iterator? I guess I need to include my hero character as well. Hash include hero player character. So we gotta do like a hero player character player character equals guess I gotta do cast a hero player character. Is that okay? No. So cast, maybe? No. What does this return? No. Let's see. UE4 C++ get player from world, maybe? Okay, so it's iterating over pawn. Okay. I can use gameplay statics. Okay. Equal. Okay, I could just do u gameplay statics. Let me see. Do I have to include anything for this? UE4 gameplay statics. Yeah. I need the include for that. Okay, that doesn't seem very happy. Let's see. View gameplay statics. Get player character. Okay, what does this need? The world, so we can do that. Get world. So now we can do this. And then cast a hero player character and put that in parentheses. Okay, so now we have our character. That's a lot, but okay. Now what can we do? Now we need to check if that's valid. If player character, there has to be. I thought I saw the in here. Let me see. Aha, yeah. New ability system global. So I'll need to include that. And we can have access to that. So now we can do new ability system component, maybe? Yeah. Oops. Ability component equals player character. And then we gotta do if again, if ability system component. Let's see. Ability system component set. anything for attribute. Okay. So I need to make a new attribute. What do I need? So an F gameplay attribute. Okay, F gameplay attribute. What consists of a gameplay attribute? Okay, maybe I have to do a loop. So let's do T-array of, no, I'll need to figure it out. So ability component that get all attributes that returns a T-array of fgame attribute. Okay. T-array f gameplay attribute attributes and that should be kosher, and then we can do a for loop. For f gameplay attribute in attributes if attribute dot attribute name equals so wait, is this it's an F string. Okay, so I gotta change that. F string. Okay, Visual Studio is not having a good time. Thank you. Let's change it here as well. Okay. Let's change just the attribute name, just so it's more clear. Okay. So if attribute name, what's wrong here? Gotta do something like that. Maybe. What's wrong here? Look at this gameplay attributes.h. What's our T-array look like? So it's attribute data, but I don't think that matters. Try to do something like that. I don't know if this is gonna complain. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing there. Okay, let's just keep going. Maybe that's just not a problem. Now I can do what? Ability system component. That attribute. What is this? No. Let's just see what options we have. Server, so. Oh wait, we need to pass it in attribute and new value. I think that should work. I don't like that I have to loop through it though. Can I do like attributes dot find? So it finds the index. Let's just see if what I have already kind of just works. Let's just see what this problem is right here. Fingers crossed. Okay, this compiling is gonna take a while, I guess. Let's hope it doesn't fail. Okay, let's get rid of all this crap. Ugh. I might not even need like half of these includes though. Like, I need hero player character for sure. I don't think I need the attributes. What's in this hero attributes again? Pre-attribute change. Oh well. Okay, we don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Ah, come on. Compile faster, por favor. Okay. It's now or never. It'll tell us if there's a problem. Yeah, there's a problem. Okay. Awesome. Call of an object class with... Ah. Got it. I'm stupid. I don't think that's any better. But we'll see. No. So. Let's see. Attribute Wow, I spelled that wrong. Attribute dot so that's it. Okay. Yay. Not out of the woods yet, but you know. So now, in theory, we should be able to change our movement speed and our movement speed multiplier or any other attribute as long as we type in the name correctly. So let's see if we did this correctly. I hope we did. No headset. Okay. So we are using gameplay statics, that's fine. We are using ability system component. We're not using this. Maybe I don't need to include the globals. Okay, so we're not going to get any output logs, so we can get rid of that. Now let's play. Let's open up our debug. Now we could do set player attribute, player movement speed, 100. And it works. First try. So now we can kind of control it a little better for debugging purposes. So we can bring it back to 600, right? I don't like that little hiccup that was just there. Okay. And then let's see if we could do player movement speed multiplier 3, for example. Okay. And yeah, we got it working. So great. Now we can add a bunch of different types of cheats. I'd like to say, like, how do we make like instead I don't like that I'm looping here. I'd like to just do something like for example, f gameplay attribute find attribute, for example. And then what can we do? Find attribute dot equals attribute name or something. And then we can do attributes dot find attribute. And then we can do like first we have to do int, we'll do like an int 32, or is it no? Uint 32. Attribute index equals. And then we could say if attribute index. Does not equal -1, I guess. I'll just put this for loop in here. That's like, in theory, like I make an attribute. I set its name to the attribute name. So in theory, again, I don't need these. No, I do need that. Okay. Let's just see what happens. Because if I can get that to work, then I think I would prefer that over having to loop. Because like the only concern I have is like the F gameplay attribute typically has a value in it. Like I don't know if this overrides how the find function works. But, you know, we'll see, I guess. Okay, it doesn't really have anything. Okay. Possess again. Okay. Set player attribute. Player movement speed 100. Okay, and that didn't work. So let's debug it. So there. So attributes find. Come on, Visual Studio. Don't be. Thank you. So what is this? Okay. So attributes. Okay, I guess that's not the best way to do it. So it's stop. Close this out. I guess we'll go back to what we were doing. So we don't need this. and this. Okay. And we don't need this. And I guess maybe I can just do player character get ability system component. And that way I don't need ability system globals. Okay. Let's just compile that again. Just double check that it works. And then we should be good. Then I think we're done with this live stream. And I gotta think what I want to do after. Like, maybe for the next stream, try to get it so that the player is automatically set when doing our attribute debugging. But who knows? So let's just check again. So eject, select possess. We have that. Then set player attribute, player movement speed 200. Okay. And then multiplier. See, and it clamps it to 10, which is good. So that's great. Okay. So that's working. Okay. So what did we learn really? We need to use the cheat manager class. And we can make sure that the cheat manager class is being used by our player controller. So that's that. And then let's check that out. And then we can't use our debug module for anything like that, which is fine. I guess we just took way too long to figure that out. And it was relatively simple to get this cheat working. We take an attribute name and the new value that we want. We get our player, we make sure it's valid, and then we get our ability system component, we make sure that's valid, and then we make an array of our attributes. I wonder, can we directly do this? Can this save us a line? No. Okay. But we loop through our attributes, we find the attribute with the same name, and then we update the value. And our cheat manager is nothing really special going on. Something in our player controller that is still confusing is that we can't use that we can't use that one overload. Like, why can't we just do this? And then our CPP. And why can't we just do the super? Unless we can, it was just because of the cheat manager stuff. Let's see. Because if it was just the cheat manager stuff, then okay, great. And also something else I want to figure out is being able to do, like for my cheats, like for set player attribute, for example, we set it up as like hero dot, change, set player attribute. I'll have to look that up too, see how to do it. But let's just see if this compiles, and then we should be good to go. And we can end this stream. Been almost 2 hours. Took us 2 hours to figure out how to do this, which is, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is what it is. Why does this take so long to compile whenever I change like the player controller? And it's just like, no, we're gonna take a minute. Don't worry. Let's just look here. So we have our hero manager. Yes. We don't need this. Yes. Player controller. Yeah. Our project. Yeah. I think that's the only thing we did, right? And our player controller. We didn't do anything with our player character. Cheat manager's in there already. Attribute, no. Character movement component, we're good there. Hero debug module. Yeah. Nothing there, nothing there. That's fine. Then our content. Controller. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. So it compiled, and now it's letting us do our thing. So I think it's safe to say it's good, but we can always just make sure. Okay. And let's just see, 1,000. Yep. Eject. Business. Yeah. Okay, so it works. So we're good to go. So I'm going to submit. Obviously, I'm going to stop the stream now. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure once this is uploaded to YouTube, make sure you check it out. Make sure to like the video, comment any questions or anything like that. Most importantly, check out the Discord server. There's a lot of opportunity there to learn and get information and learning resources from either myself or other people in the server. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel for more of these videos. And if you have any suggestions for tutorials as well, please feel free to do that. I might make a tutorial on how to make the cheat manager class into basically set up a console command cheat. We'll see. But I think that's it for now. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.